Hello dear students of third prep, let's go to start our episode today as we have to make a general revision about what we studied in this term. Let's go to start with the first type of questions in this episode as we will see now. So here we have a general revision. زي ما احنا شايفين هيبتدي مع بعض بمراجعة عامة as we at what we studied before in this term. General revision with the first type of questions as we have give reason for. This question said that learn to walk in children is not considered as a genetic trait. طبعا we know we have two types of traits as we have acquired traits صفات مكتسبة and we have a hereditary traits أو صفات وراثية. يبقى هنا بيقول لي not considered as a genetic trait يعني not a hereditary traits. So هقول له because it doesn't transfer from one generation to another. ما بتتنقلش من جيل لآخر يعني learn to walk to read we should يعني learn these يعني skills المهارات دي احنا بنتعلمها ما بنورثهاش reading, writing, playing football and so on. طيب number 2 بيقول لي هنا red precipitate is formed on adding magnesium to copper sulfate solution. Red precipitate on adding magnesium to copper sulfate solution. طيب we have here magnesium Mg plus copper sulfate CuSO4. خلي بالنا we can answer give reason by using the chemical equation. ممكن استخدم الchemical equation. طبعا here we have blue copper sulfate but we should write names and colors below the chemical formula. يعني مش هكتب الايكويشن بس هكتب النيم والcolor. If we have to answer give reason or what happens when by using chemical equation. So here we know this equation or this reaction represents the simple substitution reaction. So here magnesium is more active than copper and can replace copper in its salt solution. يعني here we have MgSO4 magnesium sulfate plus Cu as copper. Here copper is red precipitate PPT اختصار كلمة precipitate أو راصب red or reddish brown or brownish red اللي هو الراصب الأحمر أو طوبي شوية. يبقى red precipitate is formed on adding magnesium to copper sulfate. هقول له طبعا magnesium replace copper in its salt solution forming magnesium sulfate and copper precipitate in red color. Third question is what here بيقول لي by increasing the temperature the speed of chemical reaction increase. By increasing temperature بزيادة درجة الحرارة the speed of chemical reaction increase. طبعا we have due to increasing in the number of collisions. طبعا collisions احنا عارفين معناها اصطدامات collisions between molecules okay. يبقى here we have due to increasing the number of collisions between molecules. طبعا this answer can be repeated in many questions as we talk about the increasing in temperature, as we talk about the increasing in the concentration, as we talk about the increasing of surface area, as in fillings powder يعني. يبقى increasing of temperature, increasing of surface area, or increasing of concentration تركيز يعني. Here make a increasing of the number of collisions between the molecules of the reactants, so the speed of chemical reaction will increase. Next question is, alternating current is preferred than direct current. So here we have as a difference between, or a comparison between, alternating current and direct current. But here we prefer to use the alternating current. يبقى أقول له because طبعا we have reason here, more than one reason. Because AC اللي هو ال alternating current, number one, can be changed into direct current or DC. Number one. Number two, because alternating current can be transmitted ممكن نقله for a long distances لمسافات كبيرة. So here we know now why we prefer to use alternating current than direct current. We have two main reasons. Number one, can be changed into direct current, and this is a big option. And number two, can be transmitted for a long distances. Next question is, give reason for magnesium can replace copper in its salt solution. خلي بالنا this question as here بيقول لي magnesium can replace copper in its salt solution. فعلا in this equation the reddish brown or red precipitate is formed because magnesium replace copper in its salt solution forming magnesium sulfate. هو هنا بيسألني why magnesium can replace the copper in its salt solution. دخل مكانه ليه؟ طبعا we know due to the chemical activity series. So يبقى هقول له الانسر because magnesium Mg magnesium is more active than copper Cu طبعا in chemical activity series. يبقى magnesium is more active than copper in the chemical activity series. هنا بيقول لي question from unit 4, the stopping of body growth so the person becomes dwarf. توقف النمو فالإنسان بيصبح dwarf أو قزم شوية. Why؟ طبعا due to decreasing of growth hormone. طبعا we know growth hormone responsible for the growth of muscles and bones in the human. So if this hormone stopped in any stage of growth, so the body becomes dwarf, or if this hormone increases, the human suffering from the gigantism اللي هي العملاقة عكس dwarfism. وخلي بالنا we didn't say here short or tall, we talk about gigantism or dwarfism. Okay, number 7 calcium. طبعا هنا number 7 مش هنجاوب. number 8 بيقول لي burning of steel source scores is in a jar filled with oxygen is faster than burning in atmospheric air. طبعا لو انا جبت ستيل سكورز او اللي هو زي ما بيسموه بار كده او خيط يعني من المعدن in jar filled with only oxygen, it will burn faster, هيتحرق اسرع as we burn these steel scores in atmospheric air. لو حرقته في الهواء. طب الاير contains oxygen but the jar here contains only oxygen, so here we talk about the concentration of the reactants. يبقى هقول له because the concentration of oxygen in jar increase, so the speed of chemical reaction will increase. سرعة الرياكشن هتزيد طبعا by increasing what? The concentration of reactants here, and we have to talk about oxygen because in this question ask about the concentration of oxygen as we difference concentration between the jar and in the atmospheric air. Next question is the limbs bones of some people grow continuously so they become giant, بيبقى عملاق. طبعا the answer here is the opposite of this question, the question number 6, stopping of growth due to decreasing of growth hormone. So here we talk about what? Due to what? Due to, yes, يبقى due to increasing of growth hormone. طبعا الإنسان هنا ده height أو ارتفاعه يعني أو طوله كان reach مثلا 3 meters، يمكن طوله يوصل 3 متر. Number 10, pituitary gland is called the master gland، الغدة الرئيسية أو the main gland أو the mother gland. Why? We know pituitary gland consists of 2 lobes as P shape below the brain تحت المخ, and is called the master gland because, yes, because it secretes hormones to control the other endocrine glands. عشان هو البيتوتري جلاند control the other endocrine glands، يعني هي بتتحكم في جميع الغدد الصماء اللي في جسم الإنسان. طبعا so we call pituitary gland here the master gland. Next question is what happens when heating of sodium nitrate. خلي بالنا بيقول what happens, and we talk about heating and we talk about thermal decomposition reaction, and we can answer by using what? By using the chemical equation. So the answer here, sodium nitrate, and we know the symbol here of sodium nitrate, 2Na NO3. Heating, so here we have triangle represents heating, forming what? By heating, yes, 2Na NO2 sodium nitrite plus O2 oxygen gas evolves. We know sodium is the monster, وحش. Take all oxygen and only let O2 to evolve. يبقى here we have sodium nitrate and its color is white, لونه أبيض, change into sodium nitrite and its color is yellowish white, لونه أبيض مصفر اللي هو الصوديوم نايترايت plus طبعا oxygen. So now we can answer the what happens when by using the chemical equation, but not only by the symbols. We should write the names and colors as possible below the chemical formula. Next question is putting a piece of sodium in water. طبعا we studied before this chemical reaction in first prep, خدناها في أولى إعدادي, second prep and third prep. We put piece of sodium, نحط الصوديوم في المية. طبعا we know it produces hydrogen gas burning with a pop sound, but we should write the chemical equation. As here we have 2Na sodium plus 2H2O, here water forming sodium more active than hydrogen. So here we have 2NaOH, sodium hydroxide, plus H2 as hydrogen gas burn with pop sound. But here we have sodium, here we have water, here we have sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. طبعا we know hydrogen from first prep من أولى إعدادي burn with pop فرقعة sound. Okay, here we have another question. As what happened when exposing a man for large dosage of radiation for a short time? اتعرض الإنسان لجرعة ضخمة من الإشعاع بس for a short time, لوقت قليل. طبعا in this case damage in spleen اللي هو الطحال, bone marrow اللي هو نخاع العظم, digestive system, and nervous system, الجهاز العصبي, causing nausea and diarrhea. يسبب إعياء شديد طبعا and pain in throat, وألم في الحلق. طبعا الإنسان ما بيقدرش يبقى قادر can't أو has no ability to move, يعني بيشيلوه ساعتها يعني. يبقى هنا damage in spleen, bone marrow, digestive system, nervous system, causing nausea and diarrhea. Next question is heating red mercuric oxide. طبعا we use what? Yes, we use the chemical equation or the chemical reaction. Here we have 2HgO mercuric oxide. يبقى هكتب mercuric oxide, and we know the color of mercuric oxide is red, لونه أحمر. By heating change into 2Hg as mercury and its color is silver. طبعا we know the color of mercury only لونه فضي. mercury طبعا مش فضة. its color is silver plus O2 here as oxygen gas. Okay. What happens in this case as we talk about the deficiency أو نقص of growth hormone؟ نقص هرمون النمو طبعا هيسبب ايه؟ طبعا causing dwarfism. طيب here we have deficiency of thyroxine hormone secretion. Deficiency of thyroxine hormone. طبعا we know thyroxine hormone from the thyroid gland on the two sides of trachea in the neck. في الرقبة اللي هي الغدة اللي هي موجودة في الرقبة. يبقى deficiency يعني نقص of thyroxine hormone secretion. يبقى deficiency what happens؟ أقول له man طبعا هنا man which means human إنسان suffering يعاني from number أو يعني enlarge of neck تضخم في الرقبة and tension ويبقى عصبي. يبقى here we have two symptoms أو أعراض لل decreasing of thyroxine hormone. طب if we have the opposite يعني deficiency بدل deficiency of growth hormone we can يعني نكتبها بطريقة تانية instead of deficiency أخليها increase أو increasing of thyroxine hormone. لو thyroxine hormone زاد في البلد دم يبقى هقول له man suffering from number one loss of weight تضخم في الرقبة برضو. نمبر 2 طبعا loss of weight ليه؟ هيفقد وزنه ليه؟ لان احنا we know thyroxine hormone responsible for the food assimilation او control the food assimilation بيتحكم في عملية الحرق. طبعا لو هو this hormone increase the man will suffer from loss of weight number 1. number 2 exophthalmosis اكسوفثالموسيس. كلمة اكسوفثالموسيس معناها جحوظ في العين تلاقي العين متورمة بشكل مش طبيعي. يبقى loss of weight اكسوفثالموسيس طبعا enlargement of neck تضخم في منطقة الرقبة. طبعا these symptoms is the symptom of what? Is the symptom of exophthalmic goiter. المرض ده اسمه exophthalmic goiter. طبعا لو في deficiency بقى كان هيبقى اسمه simple goiter اللي هو the answer of the previous question. طيب here we talk about heating of blue copper hydroxide. Blue copper hydroxide. So we have CuOH by 2. We should remember the chemical formula. CuOH by 2. Heating. Here we have copper hydroxide. Its color is blue. Forming CuO. طبعا عارفين الكبر will get only one oxygen atom. Copper oxide plus H2O. طبعا we know we have two oxygen here عندنا 2 oxygen and 2 hydrogen. 2 and 2. And copper only gets 1 oxygen atom, so we have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Copper oxide, and its color is black, plus water vapor. طبعا water vapor. Why? Because here we have heating. We have heating. Next one is pollination، يعني عملية اللي هي تلقيح، يعني زي ما بيسموها، between pea flowers of hybrid yellow seed with each other. خلي بالنا with what? Hybrid yellow seed. And we know yellow seed is dominant. Is what? Is dominant trait. And we know dominant trait appears if the gene is pure or hybrid. And dominant trait represented by capital letter if it pure. If the dominant trait is hybrid, we represent the dominant trait by 1 capital 1 small. يعني ممكن نكتب كده P which means parent, G which means gamete, and here we have F1 first generation. We have what? Y capital Y small with Y capital Y small. Hybrid yellow seed. Gametes يبقى Y capital Y small. Y capital Y small. We have segregation here اللي هو فصل أو انعزال. So the first with first, then the first with second, then the second with first, and the second with second. So we have Y capital Y capital, then Y capital Y small, and Y capital Y small, then Y small Y small. We have what here? We have yellow seeds, yellow seed, but here we have 2 yellow seed hybrid, we know, and here we have green seed. So how many yellow seeds? Here we have 3 yellow seeds and 1 green seed. يبقى ratio 3 yellow to 1 green seed, or 75% to 25%. Okay, dear students, by the end of this question, we have to end our episode today. Until we meet again, thank you, see you, and goodbye.